पिछले 15 दिनों से सखी बैठी थी यहाँ. It was a moment of extreme joy and pride when we were invited by NIFT to display our stall at the Chap Festival. It was a 15 days festival where we brought the calico of Samba, the hand block of Jammu and Kashmir, and we put up a display at Delhi Hut. और मैं
That is
यहाँ
another
लेके
way
आई.
of doing it. But I personally feel that somebody who dresses authentically according to themselves, their personality, their body type, their skin type, that is the person whose fashion, you would love to see, and you would find them, always dressed up wonderfully. And somebody who's a follower, I don't think
Actually,
there
you
are
would
a lot of government schemes. So if you set up a society is of 11 women. If they set up a society, government funds the society, and immediately they get 50,000 rupees.
Wow.
So that's enough. Yeah. So that's enough for them to set up a table, buy some fabric, invest in some blocks and colors.
Wow.
So that is the initial point that they can start. And then as far as orders and selling is concerned, that what we do, that would be centralized through SambaSakhi. They could make it at their place. We could be sending them the designs. And then,
You're on the right track. I mean, like firstly, it is so grounding. It's so like you feel so grounded. You feel like you are just rooting into your culture again, and that's
Totally.
culture which we always kind of just wanted to leave behind and just explore other areas where we had
Yes, that's very true about the previous generations. I always felt that.
and just of course you do want to make a profession, you do want to earn money, but then this is money with purpose. This is money with purpose, because you're not.
Anubi is a big supporter. She's always been a big supporter. She came to the first exhibition that we ever held. She made sure, she was in Jammu at that time, and she was going through a tough time personally at that time. But she made sure she visited us. She bought from us, and even now that reminds me, and I have to go back and do it tomorrow.
Since you talked about SambaSakhi, I know that the SambaSakhi. Everyone, and welcome to another beautiful episode of I've Got a Vibe, where we bring your conversations, all the people who are creating impact through courage, creativity, and purpose. I'm your host, Sonakshi Sharma. Today's episode is about much more than fashion. It is about identity, confidence, entrepreneurship, and empowering women through meaningful work. Our guest, Ms. Maansi Rattan, is a fashion expert, entrepreneur, and a woman empowerment advocate. A graduate of NIFT Delhi, she has built her journey through fashion, education, mentorship, and entrepreneurship. She is also the founder of MJ Design School, where she mentors aspiring designers and encourages young women to build confidence through skills and creativity. Through initiatives like SambaSakhi, she is also helping preserve local craftsmanship and empower women artisans by creating opportunities rooted in culture and identity. Maansi, welcome to I've Got a Vibe.
Thank you so much, Sonakshi. This was such a brilliant introduction. Thank you so much.
No, it's totally worth it. I'm so glad that you're here. I'd love to just understand your journey and just really find your true inspiration behind, getting into the world of fashion and creativity. What got you into this field?
Sonakshi, this was never my first choice of career, because all my life, be it school or college, I was a very avid debater. So I used to, debate, elocutions, extempores, recitation, and all of that. So I thought maybe mass communication was something that I would want to do. But as luck would have it, NIFT, I cleared the NIFT exam, and obviously it was the best design college of the country, and that to NIFT Delhi. So there was no reason to let that seat go. So that's how I got into the world of fashion, and that's how the journey started.
No, that's beautiful. I mean, you went to such a prestigious institution. It's one of the most prestigious fashion institutions in the country, and I'm sure it definitely changed the way and your understanding of fashion, right? Was it really like after you entered this this institute, did your concept about fashion change? Did your like perception about fashion change after you got into this institute, or it just enhanced your previous version?
Absolutely. Actually, NIFT provides you with enormous exposure.
Mhm.
It's altogether a different world. You rub shoulders against the who and who of the fashion industry.
Yeah.
You get to experience so much of craft, heritage, and modern fashion.
Yeah.
So it's kind of a huge experience. It's like everything that you want to know about the field of fashion. There are so many visits. You go to export houses, you go to buying houses, you witness so many fashion shows happening, you get the chance to backstage in so many of the fashion shows.
Wow.
So it's like it gives you so much of experience and so much of exposure. So it was definitely altogether a different world. Coming from a small town, definitely a very huge exposure and a very big platform that NIF provided.
I'm sure. I'm sure. Mansi, if we were to define fashion, right? So, like for someone who's still getting into this field, how would you really define fashion for them? Is this more of your personality, or is fashion about clothes? What is it? What is it really? Like, how do you define it? I'm sure everyone has their own definition of it, but what is your?
I think if you talk about true fashion and how one dresses up, I believe that is what you want to ask me, that how one, the choice of how does one dress up. So it's basically, it reflects, if you your understanding of yourself, who you are,
Mhm.
and the true reflection of your personality,
Mhm.
as authentic you are in your personality and as authentic you are in your dressing up, that's what shows up as fashion in you. So the
Mhm.
other way is when people follow the trends and they see whatever is going on, the latest, and then they follow. That is another way of doing it. But I
Mhm.
personally feel that somebody who dresses authentically according to themselves, their
Mhm.
personality, their body type, their skin type,
Mhm.
that is the person whose fashion you would love to see, and you would find them always dressed up wonderfully. And somebody who's a
Mhm.
follower, I don't think you would look at that person twice. You would know, okay, that's how that person is dressed up, but not
Fair
the
enough.
true leader.
Fair enough. Yeah. So I mean, when your confidence is sort of enhancing through what you're wearing is what I feel like, where fashion is sort of acting as a supplement for you and not just like an overload for you, right?
Absolutely,
Sometimes
absolutely.
like,
Confidence is the biggest accessory that one can have
yeah,
in your
yeah.
everything.
No, no, no. So true, so true. I'm sure you've met so many people and they're seen their fashion styles and their different statements which they carry in their personalities and in their in their clothes or the way they dress up. um, do you think you are now in a state, like I'm sure you are, that shouldn't even be a question, but I'm just trying to frame it in a way that uh, I can put across my thoughts to you. That do you think now that when you see a person, you can really make out whether this person is a trend follower or a trend creator? Do you think that?
Absolutely.
Yeah, yeah.
Absolutely. That is, you can see a person and know, you even come, I can even figure out what that person is trying to be,
Oh wow.
who is, and what personality that person is trying to ape. So
Mhm.
that becomes very transparent, you can easily gauge once you see somebody.
So I'm really curious. I just want to make it a little fun segment here. Can you just tell me what my fashion statement or what my style statement just reveals? Just on a general, and I promise I'm not going to just get defensive about whatever you say.
I think
But
you're
just
a
let
very
me know.
classic dresser. Although I haven't seen a lot, I mean, we are interacting for the first time, but I think you're a
Yeah.
very classic dresser. Seeing what you're wearing today, and
Wow.
somebody who doesn't like to do themselves up too much, like not that too much of makeup or too much of eyes or too much of
Wow.
you.
Yeah.
You choose to be as you are, and
Yeah.
I think you are an authentic dresser yourself. So I think that's what I don't know whether you can tell
Thank
me
you.
whether I'm
No, I
right or
mean
not.
it's so good to hear. At least the fact that you're able to read my thought, that only shows your experience in this industry, right? Because I think this is exactly what I think about myself. I am a person who
Mm.
loves to um, you
Be
know
who you are.
yeah, I never want my personality to be hidden beyond, like, behind those dress ups or whatever is it that I'm wearing, even if that's makeup or that's clothes. I always want my personality to shine out, and that's where I want my clothes to definitely be nice, but I want them to take a back seat and my personality to take a front seat there. And I think that's
Hmm.
exactly what you revealed about me, and that's amazing. That only shows your fabulous experience. No, thank you so much. This was a nice, fun question from my side. I wanted to just throw it on you and just, kind of warm up things for later questions. Um, but Mansi, tell me this: do you feel like, as a woman, there are some misconceptions or pressures, if I may say, in the fashion industry? Like, uh, do you
I
sense that?
think that these pressures they exist in all the industries, not just the fashion industry. Fashion industry, so I would say it's still a little woman friendly industry. But
Hmm.
having said that, being a woman and being ambitious, I think there are so many pitfalls you already working with, and the societal mindset, and even I have faced it so many times.
Yeah.
There was this one departmental head who would much rather talk to my assistant than me because I was a woman. So he would, address. While
Oh
I'm sitting in a
God.
meeting with him, he would address my assistant, knowing that he doesn't know anything. He's just with me. But he would feel more comfortable, talking to him
No,
if he had
but
to call, place a
yeah.
call. So he
No,
would
but
place a call to him.
it might also be, Mansi, that a woman of your stature, it's just hard for people to gather the confidence to speak to such women, and I maybe that's why, I mean, that could be a reason, because it's just for people to even accept a woman with power, it just takes them some level of guts. Even though there are men, or they are men or women, I mean, just correct me if I'm wrong, right? So do you think, like, if you are
Yeah, I think so. That, and also as a woman, you have to work twice as hard,
you
to
do
prove the
you
same
do
point or to reach the same level. But the kind of hard work that you have to put in is much more than that of a man's hard work, I feel.
yeah, yeah,
So
yeah, I
that
agree.
pressure is always there. It is in all the industries, not just the fashion industry.
No, no, I agree. I agree. And then social media, that also kind of just picture nowadays, media is, presenting a lot of boss ladies out there. So boss lady is a thing. But when they, like, men come across real boss ladies, it's kind of difficult. It's just hard for them
Difficult.
to really
Yeah,
accept
yeah.
and comprehend, that position for them. So no, that's
Wait.
cool. I also know that you're a very strong advocate of women empowerment through kind of skills in education. Now, what do you think why do you think the skill building for women especially is very important today?
I think career making for women is very important. Our society still has that kind of mindset that shadi ho jani chahiye is time pe. What is the right age? What is the right time to have children? So we have these set norms, and
Mm-hmm.
the kind of focus and preference that is given to a boy's career, that is not, I believe, that kind of the atmosphere. That kind of atmosphere does not exist in many families where they have the same kind of set up for a girl also. That is the talk that should be happening. It's not that they are they present a hindrance, but that's not the talk that's happening in the household.
Yeah, yeah,
Kind of talk that is happening for a boy, that what are you going to do next? What's your career plan? What's your ambition? The same kind of a conversation we are not having with the girls. So
yeah.
that has to change first.
Mm-hmm.
And the skill building, why it is important over so many years. I've been running this institute for more than 17 years now, and I have girls who come for whom it's their first career choice, and then I have women who come to me when something goes wrong in their marriage, and that's
Mm-hmm.
the most unfortunate thing, that they have to start rebuilding their life and rebuild, and thinking that now they want to earn a living, or now they want to start a career, now that something has gone wrong in their lives. And that is very that is the thing that everybody needs to understand, that before you get married, you should be somebody who already is earning their own living, because these are gender neutral roles. I
Yeah,
believe that earning a living, a man should be doing, a woman should be doing, and household chores a man should be doing and a woman should be doing. These are
correct.
gender neutral
Agreed.
jobs that all both the genders should be learning. So
Yeah.
that is where I feel that it's very important that these women have some kind of a skill, that they
Mm-hmm.
can rely on, that can
Mm-hmm.
that earns them a living, that the kind of confidence and self respect it gives you, and the
Yeah,
choice whether you want to stay in a bad marriage or you want to walk out, that choice you don't have if you're not financially
mm-hmm.
independent. So that's very important for every woman to be financially independent first, and then start a family,
Correct.
find a man, marry, all of that.
No, I agree. I agree 100%. But, we all can just agree, but for someone to really do something about it is what is really inspiring. And that's where, you stand out and you're not just agreeing to it. You are choosing to make an effort for women empowerment too. Through your beautiful initiatives like SambaSakhi and, your design school as well. So yeah, but talking of that, you also are, you've spoken about women artisans, right?
Yeah.
And when you talk about these women artisans and creators, you've had your interactions with them. Have those interactions really been, increasing your resilience or strength? Like, how has it been for you?
It's very interesting, to meet so many of these women. Some of them, I believe, are more empowered than us urban women. I feel that some of them are,
Really?
and
Wow.
they're well aware of, kind of like we are not that aware what kind of government schemes are there, or I mean, what
Oh,
are the opportunities. So they are
yeah.
very well aware of that, because I think there has been effort also to work at the grassroots. So one
Mhm.
is that. But having said that, when I give them the opportunity to come out of their houses and start working and start earning a living, that actually brings about a huge change in them. And that's amazing to see, when I see that twinkle in their eyes and that confidence building up slowly, it's amazing. And that's the most satisfying part of my job, both the jobs actually. MG Design School also, I have my students who are doing so well in their lives, I have my students who are hiring my students now. So they're
Oh,
doing so well. So
that's
and
amazing.
now now that I'm working with these rural artisans, and now I'm focusing that besides coming and working with me, I want them to have their small little setups. Only then we can think of revival. When so many
Mm-hmm.
people are earning their livelihoods through this trade, only then we can think and talk about revival. So
Mm-hmm.
I encourage them that put up small tables at your place and then start working
Mm-hmm.
at your villages. You put up these tables and you work. So that the entrepreneurship and the thought of them, they're building a business. So that actually makes so much of a difference, and it's amazing to see them, and the energy and enthusiasm with which they come. That's amazing.
No, that's great. So when you talk about these small setups at their place, does it require like a big investment? And then how like
Uh,
what do they do
no,
about
it
these
doesn't
small setups?
actually.
Do they become
Actually, what is
retailers?
there? Yeah, what are you saying? I didn't get that.
So do they become retailers once they just set up these little block printing tables at their places? So do they just create the fabric and then just sell it off? Like how does that really work?
What we are doing right now is actually there are lot of government schemes. So,
Mm-hmm.
if you set up a society is of 11 women. If they
Mm-hmm.
set up a society, government funds the society and immediately they get 50,000 rupees. So
Wow.
that's enough. Yeah, so that's enough for them to set up a table, buy some fabric, invest in some blocks and colors.
Wow.
So that is the initial point that they can start, and then as far as orders and selling is concerned, that I'm plan that what we do, that would be centralized through SambaSakhi. They could make it at their place. We could be sending them the designs, and
Got
then
it.
one group of women, they are allocated these particular designs. So any order of that particular design will be manufactured by that set of women. So like
Mm.
this, we can have small setups of a lot of women. Like I already have two setups in Samba. So these
Wow.
were two
Okay.
women who were trained by me. Now they have two different societies of 11 women each. So
Okay.
they have their original set of blocks, both of them. So any order of that particular, they can sell on their own also, because that also government provides a lot of platforms. They
Mm-hmm.
are given exhibitions. They are even given shops on rotational basis.
Wow. Wow.
You have this religious tourism is what government is pushing a lot. So at
Mm-hmm.
all the different temples they give them rotation on rotational basis, like when navratras are there or some festival is there. So
Mm-hmm.
for those 8 days they can get to set up their shop there.
Wow.
So
Nice.
that kind of opportunity. So they can work with me as well as sell locally also in all
Standalone as
these
well.
all these platforms. So it's still a long way to
Yeah.
go. I mean,
No, but
we've
I
just
mean,
started.
something just, you're taking baby steps. Even if these are baby steps, they're going to
Yes,
lead to
yes,
one
yes.
big step one day. Tell me this, these women artisans, like you said, are they mainly from rural areas? I mean, what has really been their origin to kind of be in this kind of artisan field, or like take up the block printing as such? Is it their legacy which has carried on, like which has been carried on?
Actually,
Have they learned it
we do
from
not
theirs?
have, unfortunately, we do not have generational artisans here in Jammu. It
Mm.
was a heritage craft and it used to be practiced in the Samba district and a
Okay.
thriving, flourishing craft. We have a lot of references where we know that Samba calicos were so popular. We have the names of the exhibitions where national exhibitions where Samba calicos were presented,
Mm-hmm.
and we have folklore stories about it. But around the time of partition, I think this trade came to a abrupt end. We do not have any written records, but this is what I have been able to find out through
Yeah.
talking to people and interviewing them. So because maybe most of the artisans were maybe Muslim, so they did not, either they migrated towards the other side during partition, or maybe they did not survive, the families did not survive. So the trade came to an abrupt end. Now, what has happened is that government has been actively working at its revival for past 10-15 years. So there
Mm-hmm.
have been numerous training programs, continuous training programs. These keep going on, where they train these women artisans, rural women artisans.
Hmm.
Now, and for getting this training, also they are paid a stipend. So that's the incentive for them, that they come for the training, they get a monthly stipend. So they're learning the craft also, and they're getting a stipend also. And it had been going on for a number of years. Now the problem was that their only ambition was that to get that stipend. So what
Hmm.
happened would the training would happen and the training would end and nobody would pursue the craft. So what
Yeah.
has happened differently here with me, my intervention, the only thing that is bringing about a change is that I have not let them go,
Wait.
and I have,
Uh-huh.
initially it was I had to keep coaxing them to keep pursuing it. Now
Mhm.
now I have actually women who are genuinely interested and genuinely pursuing it, earning a living out of it. So that is
Mhm.
a small change that has been brought about.
Sure, sure, sure. So do you teach that art as well? Like, do you teach that samba?
Yes, yes,
Wow, okay.
yes, 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 I do.
That's amazing. And what if a city woman wants to learn it? And
Of
that's a
course,
city
anybody.
woman.
Of course, most welcome. I just had we
Why
just,
only rural women? I mean, I would love to
no,
learn.
no.
I mean, isn't
I'll
that
tell you what,
amazing?
we just had a very amazing 5 months workshop, which was through DCH, which is DCH Textiles. DCH is under Ministry of Textiles, and that DCH Jammu office and EPCH, and we had this 5 months workshop, and in that 5 months I had to train these upskill actually 30
Mm.
artisans.
Okay.
So 15 were these rural women and 15 were my students from MG
That's
Design.
amazing.
And we had some absolutely amazing designs coming out, because what we learned was that the students had much more precision and
Mm-hmm.
much more neatness in their work. And of
Mm-hmm.
course they were experimental with their designs, experimental with their colors. So that this intervention and this this kind of synergy between the two brought about some amazing designs, and definitely the skill level also improved many folds. I could see the change within those 5 months, that at the level of work that we were doing 5 months earlier and the level of work that we are doing now is
Mm.
drastically different. So
Sure.
my doors are now open to anybody who wants to learn
Me,
calico
I would
printing.
love to do. I mean, I'm in India for like, I don't know, like, of course, I wouldn't be there for like 5 months, but like, even if it is for a month, or
Please
like,
do.
you have those small
Please do.
workshops, why not? Like, why not? This is an art which is firstly regional, so that only makes it
Yes.
rare, number one. Number two,
Mhm.
it can help you have your own little business. Why not? Like,
Of course.
this is training for setting up a business of your own, and that's beautiful. And because this is niche, right? this is
Yes.
this
Yep.
is niche
Definitely.
area. This is not like this is not some area which has been like super explored, or it's been super exploited. No, it
Definitely.
is niche
Definitely.
area. So it is something which, and then the interesting part about niche areas is only niche people, only niche clients kind of pick these areas. So
Yes, yes,
you're dealing with some really high profile people out here. So why not?
definitely.
Why not? Why from where my brain works, I wouldn't want to miss an opportunity like this. So,
Definitely,
I am,
definitely. And I've had this amazing response.
yeah,
You
I'm
know,
sure.
yeah, amazing response. I mean, my perception about the Jammu people has changed
Yeah,
so
sure.
drastically with the after the amount of love and appreciation that we've got, and
Yeah.
the entire diaspora wherever they are all across the world, they have reached out, they have placed orders with us,
Wow.
and they've been so encouraging. I actually have had people walk into the institute. We still do not have a very formal display. We are
Hmm.
working, we have the labs and we have the tables, but we do not have a shop. So,
Sure.
but I have people, just walking right in and finding we have come to buy purchase calico products, and it's just so amazing,
So I would love to
you
be one of them too. I'd love to be
yeah,
one of
yeah,
them too. Like,
and that's so encouraging. That's just so encouraging, and then you feel
sure.
that you're on the right track, you're doing the right thing.
Yeah.
So that
You are
that is
definitely on
happening.
the right track. I mean, like firstly, it is so grounding. It's so like you feel so grounded. You feel like you are just rooting into your culture again, and
Totally,
that culture
totally.
which we always, kind of just wanted to leave behind and just explore other areas where we had
Yes, yes,
such
that
rich
that's very
culture.
true about the previous generations. I always felt that Jammu people wanted to hide their identity rather than wearing it on their sleeves or being proud about it like
Correct.
many other communities are. Dogra community was always like little not that proud
Yeah.
of their heritage, but that has
Yeah.
changed drastically.
No, that's
Drastically,
amazing.
that has changed.
No, for sure. People like I remember interviewing a lady named Manu Kajuria, and she is a very ardent, yeah, she's a very ardent speaker when it comes to Dogra identity. And I feel like such people are really like people like you, people like her. They are really uplifting and just, of course, you do want to make a profession, you do want to earn money, but then this is money with purpose. This is money with
Yes,
purpose
definitely.
because you're not
Manudi is
doing
a
it
big
to be
supporter.
money.
She's always been a big supporter. She came to the first exhibition that we ever held. She
Yeah,
made sure she was in Jammu at that time, and she was going through a tough time personally at that time. But she
yeah,
made sure she visited us. She
yeah.
bought from us, and even now that reminds me, and I have to go back and do it tomorrow. Manudi's mom sari I have to make, and it has already been
Wow.
quite a delay. now
Wow,
that we're
that's
talking, I can see.
amazing. That's
She,
really
she, she,
amazing. I mean, I'm so excited.
Auntie comes
I'd love to come and
over.
visit one day.
Please do. Most
Sure,
welcome.
sure. That's happening. We definitely stay in touch. I love to stay in touch with all my guests. I think that's it. The interesting part is they all belong, most of them belong to my hometown, so it's always a privilege to come and just, meet them. Um, uh, w- Now, when it came to the fact that you're a woman and you set up a business which is firstly niche, secondly, it's very, of course, it is niche, but then it is also out of your comfort zone. Um, and when I say comfort zone, because you're a woman, because of all the challenges, because of, you're not even being sure of what career you wanted to be. Did you have people
Mm.
doubting you? Did you have people saying, "Oh my God, I think you're just wasting your time," or like what, or was it the other way around?
No, that generally happens if the kind of doubt that emerges from your family basically
Hmm.
when it does. But I had an unconventional upbringing. My father himself was from National School of Drama, so he had already not chosen the conventional path, and my mother was an educationist. And when we were growing up, the conversation in our house was always career centric, which
Wow.
which I just mentioned, and books, reading books, and we were very culturally evolved, like classical music, watching
Wow.
Satyajit Ray films, and all. We didn't know that it was something different or something that is. We for us that was how it had to be.
Mhm.
So there was no doubt within the family, or there was no question of whether you will be able to make it, or what path are you going to pursue. So there was a lot of freedom in that, also the choice that you want to make about your career. And for me also, I was always very very career driven. Although I married early and I had my kids early, but yet the purpose was never to, just be confined to that role.
Mm-hmm.
Having some sort of a purpose in life was very important for me always,
Sure.
because that is what, gave me, it gave me sanity, basically, when
Yeah.
you're working, whether I was working at a very slow pace, or no. I mean, there were years when I was not working at the pace that I should have been, because there were family pressures, the children were small,
Yeah.
but yet, work was something that was very important always.
Mm-hmm.
So that was there. So I don't think I ever faced that kind of a doubt from around the people or
That's
anything for that
interesting.
matter. Rather self doubt is something that
Yeah.
I think
That's
I
another
have to
thing.
deal
That's a
with.
major challenge.
For even for Samba Sakhi, when I see people's reaction, it's then that is when I realize that
Got
no, it
validation.
is that it has meaning. I just went to Kunj around end of April. I had gone to Kunj. If you know that, that's a very
Mhm.
nice. It's kind of a handicraft mall, you can say.
Okay.
A beautiful setup. Definitely do visit if you come. It's in Vasant Kunj, Delhi.
Okay.
And if you're fond of Indian handicraft handloom, you will find everything over there and
Mm-hmm.
beautiful.
Mm-hmm.
So there I had gotten an opportunity to represent this calico printing
Wow. Okay.
at the Kunj for a week. So
Mm-hmm.
there, the reaction of people out there, that was so amazing. And because it's a national platform, and you meet people who have achieved so much, and them appreciating. We have developed these indigenous motifs of. I have, these are our original designs. We have the Dogra man and the Dogra woman, and we have the
Oh,
Dogra Barat,
oh, that's
and then we have
amazing. Do you
the
have like block prints for them? Like, do you have
Yes,
blocks?
we developed blocks,
Wow.
the original blocks and huge blocks, a foot long block. Then there's a Sher
Wow.
Bakri block. So these are
Wow. That's
the original
amazing.
designs. And when I was doing it, I did not because I wanted to create a very unique Dogra identity, because
Mm-hmm.
we still do not have a lot of information. We do not have the original pictures. We do not have anything written or
Mm-hmm.
printed. So I was thinking that now, if we are working on a revival, why not create our own unique motifs? So
Yeah.
I was working on that, not with. So it was very naturally that idea. But now there at that platform, it was appreciated so much, and then they kept telling me, you work on these motifs only. Do not use the other motifs. CC pay you should be working, and it was amazing the kind of response that you get. So the doubt is always in my mind.
Yeah, yeah,
I
yeah.
think
No, that happens too. But you
so.
know,
I
it's
think doubt should.
amazing. But the fact that you had doubts, it's only natural. But then you also
Mhm.
had such a supporting family who was always uplifting and just getting you out of those doubt modes. That
Yes,
only
definitely.
shows that family kind of creates a very, very major role in either building you or kind of just bringing you down as well.
Or bringing you down. Absolutely,
Yeah.
absolutely.
Because your doubt can still be solved. But then if you have those childhood fixations where you've heard your mother or your father saying that this is no, you cannot risk it, or you, then you all that voice always just stays in your heart. It just stays
Yes,
in
very
your
true.
mind. Yeah. So no, that's
That's very true.
amazing. Since you
Mhm.
talked about Samba Sakhi, um, I know that the Samba Sakhi is all about preserving local craftsmanship and heritage.
Mm.
Why is it important for you to keep these traditions alive? I mean, this is where I talk of your purpose with money, right? So, what was your real intent? Why were you so close to these traditions, and what just kept you moving here?
Actually, what happened was that it was a government project that came to me. Obviously, because I was from the field, I was qualified from NIFT. So this was a regular government project, training project of upskilling the artisans. So I was given these 30 women artisans from Samba, and I had to upskill them. They knew the basics of block printing. We did some design development, and then we trained them for around 3 months.
Mm-hmm.
I used to go to Samba every day and come back. I used to do that. And then I trained these 30 women artisans. Now, when this workshop was coming to an end, that is when I realized that I cannot just let it go. It'll be like any other workshop that happens. They come for their stipend, they learn for 3 months, we make a project report, we submit it, and then that's it.
Mm-hmm.
So even after it ended, I kept working with them. We did not stop manufacturing after we were very slow, obviously, because there were no funds, and jitna bhi thoda bahut I could invest, I invested a little bit on fabric and colors and all of that, and we kept working. And then, as luck would have it, these opportunities kept flowing in all the way through various departments. For like DCH helped a lot. They provided for these exhibitions. We went to Delhi Heart. We went to Trade Fair.
Wow. Okay.
So all these exhibitions kept coming our way, and we used to build this product. Like for Delhi Heart, we built a lot of product. Then I went to Delhi Heart, and we sold it all. I mean, we were sold out. We did not even come back with a single piece. That was so
Wow.
amazing.
Hmm.
So that gave us so much of encouragement that the product is good and the product has a place in the market. Again, after 2-3 months, we got the opportunity for trade fair. Again, the same thing happened, and then that helped us build some funds also. Every time in the exhibition, we used to get some kind of a
Yeah.
capital used to be built
Capital.
after the exhibition, and then I would reinvest it into buying more product and all of that. Even now, I would say that this is the model that we are working on. Still,
Sure.
we are thinking of making a website. We are selling out of Instagram right now.
Hmm.
So a website we are thinking of, and now we are actually entering. Now we are going to hit market. That is
Hmm.
actually in full force. This is going to happen this year.
Hmm.
We have a tie up with some government departments. They are picking up our product, but eventually what we want to do is sell it through our website and sell it
Hmm.
to the entire market, nationally, internationally.
Sure.
That's what we want to do eventually.
Are you guys
So
on
the
Amazon as well? No. Yeah.
not yet, not yet. But we do plan to.
Hmm.
Actually, I think we will
Yeah, yeah,
soon.
I'm
So
sure. No, no.
coming
I
to
mean,
us back.
it takes steps, right? Yeah, I get it.
Yes, yes, and why I could just not let it go once it happened, and then it was very fulfilling from day one. That is my honest answer. That from day
Hmm.
one it was very fulfilling, and I knew that this is
Hmm.
what I'm meant to be. And I tell my mother also sometimes that this is my ikigai. Now I
Hmm.
found my
Right.
you read the concept and I feel yes, this is it.
Yeah.
This is how
Yeah.
it feels when you have found your ikigai. So I actually feel that now. And besides that, I'll tell you this moment. And when we had gone to Delhi Heart, and day one of a exhibition is very very hectic because you're setting up, and it was our first opportunity for a national exhibition. So we were tired, exhausted,
Hmm.
and एकदम वो blank वो था stall जैसा in the morning. So and we didn't even know how to set it up, and बहुत ज़्यादा ना, very
Right.
frustrated, very exhausting, and went home tired, and I thought कि अब चलो जो भी होगा. I was thinking हमें पीछे मिला है, पता नहीं sale होगी कि नहीं होगी. It was very overwhelming. And
Right.
next day morning when we came, so it was a NIFT actually. NIFT had taken over those 15 days at Delhi Heart. So we had also
Hmm.
gone through NIFT. So NIFT
Sure.
had decorated the entire place in the morning
Hmm.
when we went, and
Hmm.
the stalls all had these name plates on them. And when I saw that name plate of, Jammu Kashmir block printing, and at that moment, it hit me the
Wow.
pride. And
Yeah.
वो like जैसे वो आपका
Correct.
national anthem play होता है, you
There and sing
standing
along starts
or
creating.
you're standing on your the
Right.
number one podium, and that that feeling that the people who play for the country, I
Correct.
was not aware how it feels. And that is when I felt, okay, oh, this is how it feels. And
Yeah.
उसके
And you
बाद
never
था कि अब
wanted to
तो
leave that feeling behind.
yes, yes, yes.
Understandable.
And then it was like अब तो यही है, अब तो जैसे भी है करना ही करना है.
करना ही करना है. No, no, I mean, that's fair. That's fair because, again, एक तो, you have an idea, but then when that
Hmm.
idea is backed with such motivations is when that idea starts to, float. It
Yeah,
starts to kind
motivation
of
and
float.
emotions. I can't tell you the kind of emotions and kind of messages that I get from people every day.
Mm-hmm.
Every day. That's amazing. That's so good.
No, that's amazing. That's and see, I'll tell you one more hint that only shows that you were already sort of subconsciously, making plans to uplift the Dogra identity is because you started from NIFT Delhi, right? But then you decided
Yes.
to be in Jammu. So
Yeah.
that also that's because usually that's how we all think that okay, now I've
Hmm.
done something, we want to just escape out of Jammu, and that's truly a youth vibe. Like okay, we are done, like we're done with our schooling, let's just get out of Jammu, right? That's how the youth vibe is most of the times. But then going to Delhi and then coming back to your own roots only shows that you were already sort of, pre-planning. Your mind was actually directing you towards your roots already.
And
Does that
all
make
through
sense?
these years, all through these years also, thought was at the back of my mind that I have to do something for calico, something, because this is the only textile based handicraft that we have in the Jammu region. So
Jammu
this was
region.
always there in my mind कि कुछ तो करना चाहिए, we should,
Correct.
do some design development, or there's something that we could, if we could do something about it. So this was
Mm-hmm.
always there in the back of my mind, and when the right time, I think it was the right
It
time
was
when it
manifested. You
came.
manifested it.
Manifested it.
Once I'm just very curious to understand, since you belong to this field. There is now is the era of like all digital designs. You can just do a little scribble of design on the iPad, and you're able to get that fabric printed for you. Correct? That's what I've seen in a lot of fabric shows out here.
Mhm.
How do you think the clothes or the fabrics which are like all hand done, how could they even like how could people even choose those over something which is like so technology oriented, and like what is the
Yes,
feel there? Like what's the difference?
I think there's an entire set of people who are very aware of the
Mm-hmm.
culture, of the roots, of the importance of why we need to go back to these old techniques, and how
Mm-hmm.
they are, these are eco-friendly, these are good for the environment, and what been doing in so many years, like we moved away from cotton, and we thought we were, doing something which was very great, that we
Yeah,
developed all these synthetic fabrics, and now everybody realizes that that's not where we are meant to go, and the original
yeah.
crafts, arts, they have to be preserved. So I think there is a lot of clientele.
Mhm.
We are not, we cannot ever sell to the entire world, because
Yeah, yeah, yeah. That's why I
obviously
said your
those who do
niche.
not,
Yeah.
those who do not understand the difference between a print and a hand block, they
Mm-hmm.
will never understand us, and
Mm-hmm.
that can never be our that
Fine.
can never
Yeah.
be our clientele.
Yeah.
But we do have a very thriving, very evolved, very aware clientele, which buys only which is handloom, buy only which is handcrafted. And I have been pleasantly surprised that people are ready to pay for it, and
Yeah.
they have the value of the product, which has come as a surprise to me, because even I thought that it'll be very difficult. But having said that, still, obviously we do struggle in the market, because we cannot produce in quantities. It
Yeah.
has to
Yeah.
come with, it
Of
has
course.
to come slow. A sari will take a full day to make.
Yeah.
If and We can never work in those kind of, we can never work in bulks. Have
Mm-hmm.
always have these limited collections and small sizes. Batch sizes are going to be small. Plus there are defects. Every hand printed article has some or the other defect, and that's what makes it, unique and beautiful.
Unique. Yeah.
Even
Authentic.
so there actually, I've had people who tell me कि ये
Mm-hmm.
कैसे, ये यहाँ पे लाइट है, यहाँ पे डार्क है ना, चलो ये लाइट डार्क है तभी आपको पता चल रहा है कि ये हाथ से किया हुआ
हाथ
है, अगर
से
एक
बना
जैसा
हुआ
हो
है.
तो ये
Correct.
मशीन का
Correct.
हो. So
Correct.
both that is the biggest challenge that we do face. But then there is enormous amount of people who are very well aware,
Yeah.
and places like Kunj actually make you realize that
Mm-hmm.
that is the kind of clientele that we have to work with. People who
Mm-hmm.
come to places like Kunj, and they are so evolved, and they know what art is. You have all the national award winning articles and artifacts over there. So so that means there is a market. There are people who
Of
want to buy
course,
this.
there are. And
And
I do remember seeing one of your videos where you were doing a little, like you were doing a stole for Nizare, I believe,
yes, we did.
which you had done through like beetroot color, and like all the colors were
Yes, yes,
natural.
yes, yes.
Isn't that
We did
amazing?
natural dyeing. It was actually a synergy between MG Design and
SambaSakhi.
SambaSakhi.
Yeah.
At MG Design also, we encourage children to do natural dyeing, like when they are doing tie and dye, or when they are dyeing fabric. So we explore a lot with natural dyeing with beetroot. Then we do cinnamon, we do tea, we do
Amazing. That's
onion
amazing.
peels, and all of that. So then, yeah, and amazing colors come out of them.
Yeah.
So when Lisa was coming, so we thought, let's do something which is very, very eco-friendly. So
Yeah.
we dyed it ourselves, and then we did block print on it. That both the things were done in-house, and that's
Yeah.
how we created Stole.
No, that's amazing. That's really amazing. And then see, no wonder like if like of course your skin happens to be your biggest organ, and if your skin is
Yes.
covered by the fabric which is all which is all chemical, see the
Hmm.
impact versus which is all natural, right? So
Absolutely.
for someone to really have an understanding of this, or for someone to really be valuing their health so much to invest in such things, you
Mm,
definitely have a major distance to cover. But then
mm.
whoever, like the people who've covered it, are your niche clientele out there. And
Absolutely,
but then people
absolutely.
are slowly heading. People are getting very health aware. Like if not just for fashion,
Yes,
very
you
health.
know, the entire Europe, they do not, they do not buy chemical
Yeah,
products. You
yeah.
cannot, the dyes
Fair
that we
enough.
using, the dyes that we use here for printing, they are not. You cannot have them. If you have to export to Europe or send your goods there, it has to be natural, naturally
Wow,
dyed,
that.
naturally printed. So I think the awareness is coming here also, and very soon it's going to be, majority of people
Yeah,
are going to be doing this, talking about this.
yeah,
So I
yeah.
think the change is on its way.
Wow, that's such an initiative. I mean, that just makes me really emotional because it's just to have thought to this level, you must have some real confidence, if I might say.
Mhm. No,
Um,
this we do every year. We have so many students coming at this year. They experiment, and then they start experimenting on their own. We
mhm,
guide them initially, and then every year, you have these children who would come up with brilliant ideas. So they did
mhm.
these leftover puja flowers.
Yeah,
जो वो
okay.
gutta flowers, and
Indeed.
amazing, beautiful yellow color came
Oh,
out.
really?
In natural colors,
So,
you
but
have to
then
see
that's
how the color
also,
will come.
but that's
In
also,
that,
yeah, I mean, you
yes,
need some level of skill to be extracting colors out of those flowers.
absolutely,
It's super
absolutely. And I've
interesting.
told that girl also that you can pursue it as a career. I mean, this is something amazing that you've come out with, and the color had come out very well.
Wow. But do these colors just fade away eventually? And I'm sure they do because they're natural,
No, no,
right?
no, they
So they
don't
don't.
actually. They come out lighter, way lighter than
Yeah,
what the regular
real
colors
colors
come. But
are.
I don't. They don't have a fading away problem as
Okay,
such.
okay. Beautiful. Mansi, what is your advice before we are kind of heading towards the end of the show? I'd love for you to like give some advice to the young women who want to start a business of their own, but then are really afraid. So, like, what would that advice be?
I think being afraid is good. Actually, there is a good kind of afraid also.
Yeah.
If you're feeling scared of something, so that's not a bad thing. It's good to
Mhm.
be scared, and yet go ahead and do what you're planning to do. And
Mhm.
also always have this, personal identity, a strong personal identity. You could be somebody's mother, somebody's daughter, somebody's wife, but at the end of the day, who you are and that identity should be very strong,
Sure.
irrespective of what you're doing in life. What career path you've chosen, or if you've not chosen a career path and you're building a home, yet that individual identity should always remain. Do not blur it for anything, for the society or for any relationship, for anything. That individual identity should always be there. You also have one life to live as everybody else. I
Fair
feel
enough.
women, just blurring their identity,
Yeah.
living a little less, so that they do not
Yeah.
ruffle too many feathers. So I feel that
Yeah.
is one thing that
True.
we should give up and live. That is what
Yeah,
we were meant
just
to
in the
do.
whole, I completely resonate with what you're saying. In the whole process of being, any other like relationship identity, we are not
Mhm.
meant to really leave us behind. And that's, I mean, everything
Yes,
can go together too. It's not bad.
yes,
When we're
yes, it
carrying
can.
ourselves and we're proudly carrying ourselves as a mom, as a wife, as a sister, as a daughter, we can proudly carry ourselves as us too, right? So,
As the woman.
um, no, that's a beautiful thing. That's beautiful. Just one last question, and I think we are going to just let you go. I know I've taken enough of your time. I can talk to you endlessly, but I know it's time
I
for
know.
you. If you had to really describe your journey, like in just one line, what would that be?
Okay, I actually take one day at a time, and I just go with the flow. I do not try to,
Too
I
much
just go with
planning.
the flow. Huh. Yeah,
Too much planning is not you.
no too much planning. I go wherever life takes me, and that's all. That's
That's
how it has
beautiful
been.
because I think universe also kind of unfolds its true magic when we throw our true belief in it, and I think that's
Yes,
exactly
when we
what you do.
trust the universe. Yeah, totally.
That's beautiful. Thank you so much. I'd love to come and visit your design school and
Please do whenever you are
SambaSakhi.
here. You
Sure.
most welcome. Please do.
I would. I think if I get a chance and you have a workshop running at that time, I'd just love to be your
You
student
can
as well.
just inform me whenever you're planning to come. We can hold conduct a workshop
That's
right then.
that's beautiful. That's beautiful because I mean something at least from my side for Jammu, some
Yes,
element of
yes, for
Jammu
sure.
needs to be carried to every part of the world. Let's put it this
Yes, yes,
way.
absolutely.
No, great. Thank you so much, Mansi. Today's conversation reminds us that fashion is not just about clothing and appearances. It can also become a medium for identity, empowerment, creativity, and meaningful change. So, thank you so much for sharing your journey and your vision with us. And to everyone watching, never underestimate the power skills, the purpose and the belief in your own voice. So I'm Sonakshi Sharma and this is I've Got a Vibe. Stay confident, stay inspired, and keep your vibe alive. Thank you so much, Mansi. It was really nice to have you here.
Thank you, Sonakshi, for having me.
Appreciate your time. Bye bye.
Yeah, bye.